Morning all of you. Today we will be discussing chapter 8 decimals. Before moving on to the topic, let's discuss what you mean by decimals. Okay, for that let's take some examples. So these are the numbers. So what do you understand from these numbers? You can see that all these numbers have got a point in between. Okay, that is, here you can see after 6 a point is there, here after 3 there is a point, and here after 4 there is a point. So all these numbers have got a point in between. Such numbers are called what? Decimal numbers. That is, numbers with a point in between. Such numbers are called decimal numbers. Okay, or simply decimals. Understand what you mean by decimals? Now let's see the place value of decimal numbers or place value of decimals. Okay. For describing this place value, let's take an example. How will you read this? You can read this as 56.234. Okay. You should not read this as 56.234. That is wrong. You should read the numbers after decimals separately. Okay, after the decimal point, you should read the numbers separately. That is 56.234. Now let's see the place value. So here, before the decimal point, you have got the number 56. Okay, that the place value of 56 you can write as usual. That is, 56 means what? 56 means this will be the ones place and this will be the tens place. Okay, ones and tens. Now after the decimal, how will you name the first number? That is, what was that? 2. 2, 3, 4. Okay, this 2 you can name this place as 10th place. Tens. Okay, this is tens place, and this is what? Hundreds place. Okay, hundredth place, and this is what? Thousandth. Okay, in this way you have to name it. Then the next will be 10,000th place. After 10,000, then 100,000th place, then millionth place. In that way you will go. Okay, so this is 56.234, and you will put the place value in this way. Okay. Now let's discuss the first topic, which is comparing decimals. Okay, how will you compare the decimals, or how you can say which is the greatest decimal and which is the smallest decimal and all. Okay, let's see that. So for comparing decimals, let's take an example. Okay, suppose I am comparing these two numbers, that is 6.9 and 56.27. Okay, so if you are taking any decimal number, then it will have a whole part as well as a decimal part. Okay, so the whole part of the 6.9 is what? 6. This is the whole number part. Okay, whole number part, and the next one is the decimal number part. Okay, this is the decimal number part. So here also you can say 56 is the whole part and 27 is the decimal part. Okay, whole number part and decimal part. Now whenever you are given two decimal numbers, then the first thing that you have to do is you have to compare the whole number part. Okay, so in the case of this 6.9, the whole number part is what? 6. And in the case of this 56.27, the whole number part is what? 56. Is it? So first you have to compare these two numbers, or you have to compare this 6 and 56. So among this 6 and 56, which is greatest? 56. So you can say that this number will be the greatest number, or 56.27 will be the greatest among these two decimals. Okay, so you have to compare the whole number part first. Suppose this is our next example. So here also you have to compare the whole number part first. Okay, so here which is the whole number? 343 is in the whole number part, and here only 4 is in the whole number part. So 343 and 4, which is greatest? 343. So you can say this is the greatest number among these two decimal, that is 343.1 is greater than 4.234. Okay, in this way you can compare. Okay, so this is the first thing that you have to consider, that is you have to compare the whole number part. Now what is the case if the whole number parts are the same? Let's take an example like that. Suppose you are taking this example, that is 76.2 and 76.3. Okay, here you can see that the whole number part of this number is 76 and the whole number part of this is also 76. In this case, you have to consider the decimal part. Okay, that is in the 10th place number you have to consider. You can write this 76.2 as 76, you can write it as it is, that is the whole number part 76. Okay, plus in the 10th place, 10th means what? In the 10th place, 10th means what? Is equal to 1 by 10. Okay, 10th means 1 by 10, and in the 10th part here what you have got? 2. So here you can write 2 by 10. Okay, 10th means 1 by 10th. Next, what is next? 100th. 100th means what? 1 by 100. 1000th means what? 1000th means 1 by 1000, in this way. Okay, so in 76.2 means in the 10th place you have got 2. So this can be written as 76 plus 2 by 10. Now what is the next number? 76.3. So 76.3, how will you write that? 76.3 can be written as 76 plus 3 by 10. Okay, so the whole number part is same, 76. But what about the 10th part? Here it is 2 by 10 and here it is 3 by 10. So which is greatest? 3 by 10 is greatest. So which number will be the greatest? 76.3 will be greater than 76.2, or 76.3 will be the greatest number among these. Okay, that is, if the whole number parts are the same, then you have to compare the decimal part, and among the decimal part you have to compare first the 10th place. Okay, 10th place number you have to compare. So what is the case if the 10th place number is also the same? Let's take an example. That is 76.31 and 76.30. So here first you will compare the whole number part. So both have got 76. Now you will compare the 10th place, that is here it is 3 and here it is 3. So there also the numbers are same. So the next thing that you have to do is you have to compare the very next place, that is the 100th place. So here in 100th place you have got 1 and here in 100th place you have got 0. Okay, so how will you write this 76.31? You can write it as 76 plus 10th place you have got 3, so 3 by 10, and in 100th place you have got 1, so 1 by 100. Now what about this 76.30? Here also whole number part is 76 plus what is in the 10th place? It is 3. So 3 by 10. Now in the 100th place what is there? It is 0. So you can write 0 by 100. Okay, now by comparing these two you can see first part is the same, second part is also the same. Now the third, 1 by 100 and 0 by 100, which is greater? 1 by 100 is greater. So you can say that 76.31 will be greater than 76.30. Okay, or 76.31 is the greatest number. Understand? In this way you have to compare. And what is the case if the 100th place number is also the same? then you have to compare the very next place, which is the 1000th place. Okay, in this way you have to compare the numbers. Let's take one last example and conclude this topic. So let's discuss these questions. That is, first case is 9.234 and 10.1. So first you have to compare the whole number part, that is 9 and 10. So which is greater? 10 is the greatest number. So without any doubt you can say that 10.1 is greater than 9.234. First thing that you have to do is compare the whole number part. Okay, in the decimal part, actually this 234 is greater than 1, but you have to compare the whole number part first. Okay, so in the whole number case, 10.1 is greater than 9.234. Okay, so this will be the answer. Now let's see the next question, 10.24 and 10.21. Among this, first you have to compare the whole number part. Here it is 10 and here it is 10. So you have to compare the 10th place. Here it is 2 and here also it is 2. So the next thing that you have to do is compare the 100th part. Here it is 4 and here it is 9. So 9 is greater. So you can say that 10.29 is greater than 10.24. Okay. Now let's take the third one, 0.99 and 0.1. In the whole number it is 0 here and here also it is 0. So let's compare the 10th place. In the 10th place, here you have got what? You have got 9. And here you have got 1. So which is greater? This one is greater. Or you can write it in this way. 0.99 means what? How will you write it? You can write it as whole number part is 0. So 0 plus 10th place it is 9. So 9 by 10 plus 100th place also 9. So 9 by 100. Okay, in this way you can write. What about 0.1? How will you write that? 0 plus, in the 10th place you have got 1. So 1 by 10 plus, in the 100th place there is nothing. Nothing means you can simply write it as 0. So 0 by 100. Okay, so by comparing these two, what you will get? In the first place it is 0. Second place itself you can see here it is 9 by 10 and here it is 1 by 10. So which will be greater? First, this will be the greatest number, or you can say 0.99 greater than 0.1. Okay, in this way you can write this also. Okay, so this is how you compare decimal numbers. So that's all. Thank you.